Hi, my name's Dawn Dowling. I'm a student recruitment manager at the university, specifically looking after the Partners programme supported entry route. Partners offers support and opportunities to help young people from disadvantaged backgrounds and from underrepresented groups have a successful and enjoyable experience in higher education through application, enrolment and study. Partners is the university's flagship widening participation programme, and it began in 1999 as a programme for a small number of local state schools and colleges in Tyneside in Northumberland. The programme has expanded considerably over the last 20 years and is now open to any eligible student from anywhere in the United Kingdom. Partners aims to be as inclusive as possible and employs a wide range of eligibility criteria, taking into account multiple widening participation indicators to identify eligible students. There were a number of key challenges at the time that Partners was set up. Students from less advantaged backgrounds were much more likely to receive lower grades, which didn't reflect their genuine ability to study at university. It was also very important to raise aspirations, particularly in the North East, where we had and still have some of the lowest attainment rates in the country. We wanted to encourage young people to believe that university was possible for them and not just something that other people did. Partners is among the largest and most well-established supported entry routes of its kind in the country. Although many universities now run access programmes, the scale of Partners was and remains unusual. It involves all of our degree programmes and subject areas, alongside the recruitment team who run the programme. Over 100 academics are involved in the delivery, and countless other staff from university support services are involved in the programme's continued success. It also involves the intensive face-to-face element of the academic summer school, which takes place each July and is a bit of a unique selling point for the programme. Through Partners, eligible students can receive an offer of up to 3 grades lower than the standard offer for the course they're applying to. Part of this offer is successful completion of the Partners Academic Summer School, or PASS, which takes place each July. The reduced entry grades means that our courses are more accessible to students from less advantaged backgrounds, and the opportunity to take part in the summer school offers them a chance to prove their ability at undergraduate level despite those lower grades. PASS itself has grown considerably over the years, with around 40 students attending the first summer school event in 2000 and just over 1,100 students attending the July 2021 event. PASS is designed to increase the confidence of widening participation students by giving them a unique opportunity to work on campus to develop personal and subject-specific skills related to their chosen degree programme. Students complete a formative assessment and receive personal feedback on this, which enables them to identify their areas of strength, but also crucially areas where they might need further intervention post-entry. Because of the situation the last 2 years, PASS has been held virtually, but it's still been overall a very successful event. Since Partners began, over 6,000 students have entered Newcastle University who may not have been able to do so otherwise. Longitudinal evidence collected from the start of the programme also shows that retention rates for partner students are higher than for those from a widening participation background within the university overall. In 2020, 86.8% of our partner students in their final year graduated with a first or 2-1. You're now going to hear from a partner student, an academic and a colleague from a local school about the impact that Partners has had on them.
I came to Newcastle thinking that, to be very, very honest, I didn't deserve to be here because of because of my background, and 2, because of the fact that I am surrounded by all these really intelligent, really clever people, but I've been placed on the same level as them, and now I have the opportunity, and I was given the opportunity and took it, to be on that same level, to be in the same playing field as those who are doing the best, those who are researching the best of the best. And as a result, I am now motivated to achieve even higher things than I did when I first walked through the doors of the medical school.
I think it's really important that the Partners programme continues to exist, because we do need to try and get people from all backgrounds into medical school, and it's programmes like Partners that do really help to make those opportunities available for students who are 16, 17 years old who maybe don't think that they can get the grades or don't think that medicine's for them. It keeps people here, it keeps our bright minds here, and I think that ripples all across the northeast of England. You'll see Newcastle University graduates in our hospitals, in our schools, lecturing here at Newcastle University, in our banks, in economics, in businesses all across the northeast. So it really keeps Newcastle's bright minds in Newcastle.
One of the biggest successes that we've had this year is that the UCAS applications that have been completed and sent by our Year 13 students has doubled. There's a lot of students in that cohort who really weren't sure about university at the beginning of Year 13 even.
Partner scheme for Newcastle University is really important because, especially with Newcastle University being a Russell Group university, it's already part of the top seed of universities in the UK. It means that much more students who do desire to go to university, instead of just aiming for a university for the sake of it, can actually aim for a top university that will then enable them to get the links that they need for further education and life in essence.
I think the biggest thing that makes me proud of this outreach work is seeing young people who kind of run to my classroom door, and say things like, Miss, I've got an offer, or I've got an interview, can you help me plan? And these are students who, at the start of the year, were saying things like, I can't go to university, I'm not good enough, I'll not get the grades. And to see kind of like how they've changed their attitude and their kind of their way of thinking with regards to higher education, and then how excited they are about the next step, that fills me with so much pride.
You're now going to hear from Phoebe, who entered the university via Partners to study linguistics. Phoebe currently works in the student recruitment team as an outreach ambassador, sharing her university journey and experiences with prospective students up and down the country, and also supporting the Partners programme delivery as well. She's about to embark on a master's degree in speech and language therapy at the university.
Hi everyone, my name's Phoebe and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my experience with Partners. So I graduated from Newcastle University in 2020 with a degree in linguistics. I now work there as an outreach ambassador, and I also entered the university through the Partners programme back in 2017. I first found out about the Partners programme through my head of sixth form. They came up to me and said, you would meet one of the 14 eligibility criteria, so it's well worth something applying to. And I'd never heard of it before, so I did a little bit of research and I found out that he wasn't lying. I did fit one of those 14 eligibility criteria. So I'd had a rough time at school with my health throughout my whole kind of academic career at school, and I knew that applying to Partners and getting those lowered entry grades was going to be something that would take the stress of exam season off for me a little bit, especially in terms of my health. That kind of security blanket of knowing that my grades were reduced if anything was to happen health-wise was a massive comfort. So this took my grades down from the 3As that was stated as the entry requirements on the university website, on Newcastle University's website, down to ABB for my circumstances. At the time, I didn't know about all the other amazing things and the support that Partners gave you afterwards. And I also didn't know the full scope of the summer school and what that gave you. I just knew that you got those lower entry grades, and that you had to complete a summer school as part of it. But now, obviously, that I have been through it, I can tell everyone that I know applying to uni, whether that's family, friends, and people who I meet through my job now, about how amazing Partners is and the opportunities it can provide you. So it's so worth looking whether you're eligible and whether you fit those eligibility criteria. Personally, before university, I was quite a shy person, and I'd also chosen to stay living at home for university. So I lived at home for 2 out of my 3 years while studying at university. And at the time of applying to university and applying to Partners, I was quite nervous about how my lack of confidence would affect my university experience. I wasn't the type of person to walk up to people and make friends. I wasn't the type of person who'd be confident asking for help where I needed it. I'd kind of suffer in silence. So PASS, the Partners Academic Summer School, gave me the opportunity to get a feel for the campus, for Newcastle University's campus, with it being a a really immersive experience. And that week-long summer school really helped me get used to the environment that I was going to be in, and meant that on my first day of university, I knew my way around the campus, which again was a massive increase to my confidence. The second thing that was so important about Partners and the summer school for me was that I got to know a lot of people. That kind of stress about not being confident and not making friends was immediately alleviated, because everyone who was on the summer school was in the same position as me. It was their first day too. They had to kind of get out there and meet friends. So I always say that I met my best friend on PASS. And now every year when the summer school rolls around on that first day, I get the friendiversary notification popping up, which always is quite humbling in a way. It reminds us of PASS and how I went through that, and of meeting my best friend. And I actually lived with her in third year as well, which is kind of a testament to the bonds and the friendships that you make and you create during PASS. And it's, like I said, it's nice to know that everyone's in the same boat as you, kind of going into that unfamiliar environment, that everyone's exactly in that same position. Some people might have never been on campus before, the same as you. You also get to meet a lot of your academics or your teaching staff, again, which is nice for your first day of university. You know who to go to about what issue, and you know how university works. You know maybe some of the people teaching your course and your modules. PASS also taught me a lot of practical skills. When I went to university, again, this is something like an analogy that I always like to talk about, that I was one of the only people in my friendship group at university who knew how to reference. So I'd get loads of people coming to me being like, how would you reference, and how would you reference this type of article or this journal or things like that. And I learned this through PASS. We had like a lecture or like a workshop on how to reference. Again, this was something that I was really unfamiliar with. I'd never had to reference before, but I went into university then knowing how to do that. And referencing's a big thing at university. All of kind of your academic work, you're going to have to be referencing that. So to know that skill off the bat, again, the confidence thing, it was just massive. And I also knew how to collect things like literature for my academic essays, how to present my data for my results, how to collect results, how to write kind of in an academic way that I might not have ever had to, well, I didn't have to do it at A level or prior to that, before I started on PASS. But then the support didn't just stop there. I assumed that after Partners, it was kind of a standalone event to get you into university, but it's really not. So things like I was added into the Partners mail base, the email kind of base, and I had access to loads of different opportunities through this. So that they look after you even when you're in the university body itself. I had things such as being offered to attend career insights lectures, to job opportunities and things like that. So one of them is that I got offered to become a student guide on open day. That was offered to me through the mail base. And I also found out about this job role that I'm currently speaking to you in now through the Partners mail base as well. So finally, what I'd like to say is Partners helped me access university and also not be stressed about getting there when it was quite a difficult time in my life health-wise. And it meant that I could not only focus on my exams, but I could, focus on them, but keep my health as a priority, and that stress was taken away. But it was also so much more than that, because I can now look back and I can see all the opportunities that Partners has given me, which has helped me to be confident enough to make the most out of my university experience, to take opportunities when they're handed to you, and Partners does give you a lot of those opportunities. So do make the most of it if you're attending PASS or getting involved with Partners this year.